Hello, everybody. I didn't turn my notifications off. Hold on 2 seconds here. Hopefully. There we go. How is everybody doing today? It is Monday. Who's got a case of the Mondays? I do. I know I do. Let's make sure that I'm actually live and all that kind of fun stuff, because you just never know with Mr. Facebook what's going on. Don't look at my hair. I just get out of the shower. You know, all the usual. I always just get out of the shower when I'm on here. It's just part of it. So anyway, you guys, if you're hopping on, please say hello. I'm going to do a little bit of putting look at all these brushes I have laying. Well, these aren't all my fault. Senior Jeans happened this last week, and Miss Isabel used a lot of my brushes and things, and I'm gonna be honest, I have not been in my craft room this weekend, and so it's kind of messy, but it's always messy. There's no excuse. It's always messy. So, but anyway, so if you're hopping on, make sure you say hello so I can say hello back and all that kind of stuff. You guys, my aunt is moving to Colorado to live with her son, and I grabbed some things. She was having a rummage sale. I grabbed some things that I thought might be kind of fun for, you know, some embellishments on some different things, you know, maybe like in a junk journal or stuff like that. But isn't that a cute pen with the little cardinal and the birdhouse for winter time? Of course, she had just, you know, the good old Christmas tree right there. But this is beautiful, and I think it opens or turns off or something. Maybe it just turns is why it's like that. But it makes you think. Nope, it opens. Oh, it's one of those things that you buy the snaps for. Have you guys seen those before? Our Hallmark used to sell them. So you could change out that center thing. I thought this was really cute to use something. And then I grabbed this bracelet with these snowflakes. They've got little rhinestone sparklies in the center to use. Hey, Miss Ginny from Ginny's Palette. How are you, girl? And then, of course, this bracelet had all kinds of Christmas things. And I know we're not doing Christmas, but, you know. I grabbed that stuff from her. She had a brand new pair of earrings right here. Grab those. But she was having to basically sell everything she owns. She's moving to Colorado to live with her son. And she's pretty much taking her clothes with her. And that's it. So, hello, Ralph. Ralph's up after me. You guys, there's Tanya. I see her from the group. You guys, today we're in the Creative Kinship event group. So make sure you go check that group out. It is tagged up in my description. Wreck-It Ralph is also tagged up in my description. He is on after me. And I also tagged my Essential Stencil affiliate link and code to save you 10% if you're interested in anything like that. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. Okay, so we have done this stencil before, and I didn't do a very good job on it. Let me see. I think it's right here. I mean, it isn't bad, but I made a few mistakes. Okay? I should have done the leaves on the opposite sides, different things like that. So I wasn't real happy with how that turned out. It turned out okay. But what I did was I went and I found just some pieces of wood that I have stained or put something on and then sanded it off, a couple different sizes. And then I actually grabbed this thing right here. It actually has a frame for it, you see. All right here. Okay, so we would put it in its frame. But I'm going to clear the glue off and stuff like that. So we're going to do the back side of that. And what we're going to do on that is the pumpkins again. Okay? But I'm going to do that last because I probably won't get it done. It is sad that everything we have will one day belong to someone else. And it is hard, you know. she's having memory problems, and it's best that she, you know, moves in with her son, you know, and his wife. It's going to be, ew, you guys, you know what? I forgot I brought these boards up. We might use these instead of these. Anyway, it's very sad. She's always lived independent. My uncle passed away. Oh my gosh. Well, we were talking about it, and she moved into the condo that she has now in like 22 years ago. So that would have been like 2002. And I think my Uncle Jim had passed in the 90s, but I can't remember for sure. I thought he passed away in like 93, but I think I was wrong. So anyway, so she's lived by herself, okay? And they had jobs. She was a nurse. They had jobs. I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but they had jobs that they traveled around a lot. He did a job that, you know, they lived in D.C. for a while. They've lived in Baltimore. They lived up at the Lake of the Ozarks. I mean, all kinds of places. So anyway, they've traveled around a lot. So they've been very independent. Well, she moved back to Kokomo, which is her hometown, to live with her sisters and stuff. But her kids are out of state. So it's going to be a new experience for her. It's going to be a new experience for her. Hi, Charlotte. Hello. Okay, so let's get busy. I wanted to do the two small ones. I don't know if we should. I'm going to set this over here. I also might have paint issues because Miss Isabel borrowed my paint stuff, and she may have not put it back. See, I was kind of thinking, I forgot I had these down here. I kind of like I'm going to use the other boards. I'm going to save those for something else. Okay, so let's get started here. And here is what my thinking is. I think I'm going to take this stencil here and this fun little guy here, put it towards the bottom, and then I'm thinking I'm going to put a little crow above it, okay, and do something like that. So, but first we need to get us a background on here. Okay, now I did pull out some papers because I thought, you know, it might be kind of fun to have something fun in the background. I wasn't sure. I was kind of thinking along the lines of like an orange stripe, but I may have used all of the orange stripe out of here just to put something fun in the background on there. Yeah, I think I've used all of the orange stripe. What about the yellow? So you never know what you got till you look, right? Let's do this. Let's pull a piece of this out. Okay. And I'm going to pull a piece of this out right here. And what do I have in the yellow? Should I? No, I'm going to stick with the orange. I'm going to stick with the orange right there. Woo, you guys, I am burning up. It is a little bit warm. It's a little bit warm. Stencils are your arch nemesis. Why is that, Ralph? Why is that? Okay, we're going to start with this first one right here. And I'm kind of thinking that I was wanting to like cover this and then possibly do something, maybe, because hold on. You guys, I keep changing my mind. Hold on 2 seconds. I want to look at something real fast because I think I might want to pull out some stamps and do like a little stamping thing up towards the top of this. There's these small stamps that I have. Here's my bigger stamp. Let's see what we have on here as far as like kind of like a border maybe. Let's see anything on that one. You guys are like, Christy, where did you go? I'm right here, you guys. I'm right here. I'm trying to, maybe this isn't a good idea. Okay, let's just go back to what we were doing. I just was thinking, I thought maybe it might be fun. You know what we could do? We could put some like lace up here. Okay, anyway, sorry. They always bleed. Well, you're using too much paint, buddy. That's probably what's happening right there. Okay, so let's put this on here. I'm going to use this one, and we're going to put it on, but we're going to also dull it way down, so it's not going to be super bright right there. Now, of course, we definitely don't want a straight edge. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this right here, and I'm going to get, I want it to be a little bit bigger than what it's supposed to be. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of go whoop like that. All right, because then we're going to tear to make some crazy edges, which is what we like. Okay, so I'm just going to do this right here. And see how I'm just kind of guessing? It's how I do things. I just kind of guess where we want it and go from there. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right, right? We don't care. Now this board is just a tish warped. See that? See how it's kind of warped? I don't know why. I mean, other than the fact that it's a piece of wood, and wood does that sometimes. Okay, so watch this. This is how I'm going to measure this up to go on here. I'm going to just lay this on here like that and guesstimate that it's straight and tear. Okay, same thing over here. Gonna just kind of guesstimate right here. There we go. Isn't that fun? So we're gonna stick this on here in the background. So let's get us some Mod Podge out. So have you guys been watching today? Everybody's made some really cute things. Some really, really cute things. There's Kiss of Frog Crafts with Judy. How are you, Miss Judy? Kind of watching over here because if someone hops on that I might not follow yet, you know, because we've had some new people join us, and I don't know if I've stayed caught up with making sure that I've got everybody followed. So I'm kind of watching over here because they'll come up and it'll say follow them, and I can do it real quick right there on my computer. All right, so I'm just gonna slap this on here. Doesn't need to be straight or anything like that. Okay, now of course you could do the iron-on method. I don't worry about wrinkles. I like wrinkles. I think it adds a little more rusticness to the look of things, and that's the kind of the look that I like to go for. So here we go with this right here. That is super duper duper crooked though. I'm gonna see if it'll come up and I can realign it, because it's way crooked. Not just a little, it's a lot. That might have been a mistake. Okay, there we go. Say something doesn't bother you, and then it does. Right? Not how life is. You say something, but then you actually didn't mean it, and here you are fixing it, right? Just like that. There's Miss Jeannie Clifton from Clifton's Crafty Casa. Thank you for sprinkling me out, lady. Appreciate you. Got to go back and watch your live from earlier today. Christy sleeps during the day, so. Okay, so this is what we have so far. All right, something kind of crazy and weird looking, right? I'm trying to decide. Kind of think I want to put. I don't know that I want to use that. How about we use some of this? I just want to add something extra, something a little bit fun on here that's just not expected. You know, just not really expected to be on here. Okay, so why can't we? Why can't we do something a little extra or a little different, you know? So I'm going to just cut a piece here, and then I'm just going to go right along here. I'm going to go about, this is just an old piece of, I think it actually was a it might have been an old valance, you know, like a kitchen valance. Remember when we all had the lace kitchen valances in our room and stuff, or in our kitchens and things? Just gonna see if I would lay that on there. To cut a little straighter. There is a method to my madness. I do have an idea in my head, ladies, so if you're going, what is she doing? She has lost her stinking little mind. Okay, I'm gonna just fold these around like this, and then I'm just gonna cut it, and then it'll be pretty much even. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, gosh, I keep dropping that on that glass and it's loud. I apologize. Okay, so I want another piece of it. So we're gonna go down about the same. So we have a top and a bottom right there. These scissors need to be sharpened, or I need to get new ones. Something exciting, because my scissors only cut material way back here, and it's my own fault because I have used them for things I shouldn't use them for, and I shouldn't do that because right here next to me is all different kinds of scissors and cutting tools to use, like for wire and stuff like that. But okay, so now I'm going to take these guys right here. Set that over there. I'm going to take these guys and set them here. I'm going to grab some black ink. Okay, I ain't burning up. Who else is burning up? Nobody, right? Just Christy. Okay, now somewhere I know I have already black sponge, so let's look for it real quick. Where are you tonight? How's that go? Where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and thought I found true love. Okay, sorry. I've lost it. Okay, let's grab us a piece of paper. Just a blank piece of paper. Anyway, anybody else watch Hee Haw when you were a kid? Okay, let's make this black. Okay. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we were talking about Hee Haw the other day on one of my lives. I don't know. I can't remember how it, oh my gosh, that came off. I wonder if I can stick it back in there just to get this last couple. Then I can glue that back in there. It's kind of day it's going to be, right? It's kind of day it's going to be. Hello, everybody. Okay, so now I'm going to take this also. See, we're going to put this up in here. Kind of like a top and a bottom. I don't know. I'm just playing. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but we will see. Okay, so now I want to tone this down just a little bit. And I'm going to use some black and I'm going to use some white gesso. I'm going to use both just because I think that would be the best thing to do if I can find my white gesso. I don't see it. So we'll just use black for right now. So what I want to do is I want to take some of this and I'm going to really water it down to where it's almost like it's a watercolory thing. Okay. Don't spray it all over yourself there. That's distilled water, so now I'm going to grab this. Hello. Hello, everyone. Right House Decor. Hello. Okay. Now see how dark that is? But it's watered down. So we're going to fix it. I think. I hope. I haven't messed us all up, right? Just trying to do something different on our background here. And like I said, it'll either work or it won't. Okay. Here we go. Now let's grab us a rag because it's watered down. And it should pull a lot of that right back off of there. Especially on the paint part. The paper kind of eats it up. But that's all right. I don't know, you guys. I was just trying to do something a little bit different, and I'm not digging it already. That's okay, though. Okay. I just put some water on my rag here. Okay. And see how I'm kind of toning it down just a little bit there? And it's even kind of pulling some of the paper off. Okay. So it looks kind of crazy, don't it? All right. That's what we want. We want crazy. I think that's what we want anyway. It's what we're kind of going for here. Now I'm going to put these on, the top and the bottom. And then we're going to start stenciling on there. Okay. So I'm just going to use Mod Podge because it's right here. Okay. Just going to put that right there, like that. Going for kind of a primitive, rustic look. So, there we go. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I see my paintbrush pulled a lot of that black off too. The Mod Podge did. So, on this edge here. So this will probably stand out a little bit more. Grab a little more Mod Podge right there. Just see if we can get it to stay. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to put that in water, get it out of the way. Okay, so now what I think I want to do is I want to grab some white paint. I want to lighten it back up a little. Just a little. Not a lot. Right here. You guys are probably going, what is she doing? What's she doing? You know what? Sometimes, I'm going to say this, to be honest. This isn't exactly coming out the way that I thought it should in my head. But you don't know until you try. So you know what? That's what I usually try to do. I usually, I try stuff on my lives. I don't practice beforehand. I just do it. And if it comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't, you know, it's just paint. It's paint, it's paper, it's Mod Podge on a piece of wood that I can do a couple things with. I can take this piece of wood and I can throw it in the trash, put it in the burn pile, get rid of it, whatever. You know, I could sand it off, put something else on it. It's, you know, it's not that deep to worry about if, you know, your projects are going to be perfect or whatever. Because sometimes, well, a lot of times people like to see, you know, how you fix things, or how, if you're going along and it's something you don't like, what you do to make it better, etc., etc., etc. So, you know, always remember that nothing has to be perfect. My brushes fell over here because I didn't put them away. My goal when we get off of here while I'm watching Ralph and the rest of our friends today is I'm gonna clean this desk off. That's my goal. I don't know that I'll be able to, but I'm gonna get this cleaned off. Okay, so let me dry this a little bit, and I'm going to show you. You can see the orange diamonds in the background. You can see the black. You can see the white, you know, obviously the white. And then we got the black lace kind of hanging out up here. We'll see. We'll see when we get it all done if it's exactly what we thought, or if, you know, like I said, it doesn't turn out the way that we want it to turn out. Now, I am going to paint the edges black, so... and then pull it up over the sides. So, let's see, if you look real close, you can still see the orange diamonds. You can even see some orange in there where it kind of tore a little bit and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's get out our stencil here. Okay, and I'm going to stencil right over the top of that lace. Okay. It's like it's not even there. All right. So now I'm going to do my star in yellow. So before I do my star in yellow, I'm going to go over, I'm going to do the whole thing in white because we have a dark background. And then we'll come back in and do it in the colors that we want, okay? So I'm just going to get some paint here on my stencil brush. Got some paint, way too much paint, okay? Take your paper towel, a paper plate, or whatever, and you work that paint up into your stencil, all right? You get the paint up in here, not on the bottom. Then you just barely have any paint on the bottom, okay? That's the key. Less is best. It's better to add more paint than to try to take it back away, okay? And see, now I'm just going over this. Now, I am going up over that lace, so my stencil is not completely flat. That's the other thing you need to do, is to kind of make sure that your stencil is down flat. But see that? Right there. Okay, so we're going to dry that, and then I'm going to come in with color. Oh, let's reach down here. Let's do, well, the picture on there, they did green and gold. And I think I'm going to do that. The little guys out here, green, and then the center is gold. So I think we're going to do that, unless I don't have any of those colors, because, like I said, it was Senior Jeans, and she came and stole some paints, and that's perfectly fine with me that she did that. I'm just saying I may not have the colors that I want. Let's go with what, this is like an apricot. How about we do that? And should we just do the Kelly green? Maybe. Let's just do the Kelly green with it. That will work perfectly fine. Okay. So now here, I'm going to lay that right back down on top of that. Now it is a good idea if you don't stencil a whole lot to tape your stencil down, because you can, you know, move it and stuff. But I don't ever. I do sometimes. Can't say I don't ever, but I do sometimes. I tape it down, but not very often. Okay. So again, way too much paint. Gonna work it all up into my bristles, just like that. Okay. Now you don't see any paint on the end there. Just like that. I see Cindy. Hi, Cindy. All right. So here we go over the little, I don't know what you'd call these, like the little branches that are stuck out. I'm sure it's probably some sort of leaf for a particular, you know, plant or whatever. Okay, but see, by putting it white under there makes that really stand out a lot better. Okay, so let me grab one more stencil brush, and we're going to use this apricot. I don't know, I think it'll be okay. Just use a little bit. Again, I got it on my brush, and now I'm going to work it up in there. And this is too big of a brush for this star, so if you were ever doing that, you probably shouldn't use this big of a brush, but I've already stuck it in the paint, so we're going to go for it. You can also tape off areas that you don't want stenciled, or you can just take a little piece like this and hit that area right there, okay, and just kind of move your little thing around, just so you don't get, you know, I don't get yellow where I wanted the green or anything like that. Okay, look at that. Da-da-da! Look right there. Turned out pretty cute. Now you can see a little bit of the white from where I stenciled it before, where I didn't have it perfectly on there. It's okay. It's not going to hurt a stinking thing. All right, so let's grab the other stencil and put our crow on there. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of, I'm going to put him up right up here. Okay, like that. I think that's what, is that what I want to do? I'm thinking that's what I want to do. Yeah. Okay, we'll put him right there. So let's get some black out. She probably did take the black for sure. So we'll have to use a bottle of black right here. Don't need much. You do not need much. Let me grab another handful of stencil brushes over here. Just like that. Look at this mess, you guys. I tell you. Messy, messy, messy. Messy, messy, messy. You can hear my granddaughter downstairs. I fixed pork chops. I thawed out 2 packages of pork chops, and I couldn't decide. I found 2 recipes that I wanted to try. So I took one package and made them one way, and then the other package I started making, and it's in the refrigerator to put in the oven when I get off my live here. Well, the first way I made them, so she came home, she says, I think I want some of those. That smells really, really good. And I said, well, go for it. I said, but I haven't had the opportunity to fix, you know, something to go with it, like some mac and cheese or some corn or something like that. And she says, well, I'll make the mac and cheese. So she's downstairs making mac and cheese. I can hear her doing that. So that's the good part about having teenagers around, because, you know, they can help, you know, with things like that. Okay, I'm going to spin this around. I'm going to act like this. We're going to act like this is hanging out of his beak right here. Okay, and I'm just going to do the wire black. And I do just a little bit more black, but I still want to dab it off of my brush, because I don't want to go in with a big blob of paint on my paintbrush, because that's where you get your bleed through. Okay, so see how it looks like the stencil doesn't have hardly anything on it, but it still shows up. Okay, so sometimes you feel like you need to do more than you need to. The best thing to do is to look at it when you get done stenciling, like you put your paint on here. Here, I'll show you, because we're going to add just a tish more down here towards the bottom, because it wasn't showing up real good right there. Okay, see, I can just do this and look at it. That way I can lay it right back down to where it was if I need to. Okie doke. Now let's get some red for the heart. I'm going to use barn red. I'm not going to use bright red. So it's more of like a burgundy, burgundy color. Right there. Now you don't have to use stencil brushes. You could use, where'd my other rag go? There it is. You could use makeup wedges. Sometimes when you're in a tight spot like this, sometimes it is best to just grab a makeup wedge so you can get up in there. Just cut it to the size that you think you're going to need, and just get up in there. So the other thing with bleed through on stenciling is make sure that you're using thick paint. If you have to use the thin paint, just really do a lot of offloading. Okay, so here's what we have for this crazy looking one right here for the front. Cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black that I have here, and we're going to go along the edges. I guess I need more black paint on here. I like to use my stencil brushes to do the edges, because they're nice. It's nice and stiff, and it makes it go on very simple, and it barely puts like a line of it over onto the front of the, like right along in here. Whereas when you use a paintbrush, sometimes your bristles can drop down, and then you've got a big blob. So I usually use my stencil brush, and I don't get crazy, because so see how it just barely shows up here? Okay. That's why I like to use the stencil brushes rather than a paintbrush to do my edges. But you do you, and you do what makes you feel comfortable and what you like doing. Okay. So it's been a wad of black paint, white paint right there. And always when you're doing the paint on the edge side that you cut, it's gonna suck in more paint than the finished edge, you know, just like that. Here we go. So, just like that. All right, now I'm gonna go along here and get these edges, because of course I like to frame in my projects so that they have a frame so it draws your eye into the center. Okay? Something simple. Crazy and simple right there. Okay, so now we're going to set this over to the side, and we're going to work on another one. And I want it to look similar. Does not have to look exact, you know. So on this one, I think we're going to work this direction. And I think we'll use this paper, this orange paper on it, just to have something in the background on it also. So we're just going for it. We are just going to go for the gold here. Okay. Go for the gold, right? My nose itches, you guys. Okay. Now, here's my board I was using before. Just going to rip some of this off. Most of the time it's easier when you're ripping paper to hold the thinner part down in your, underneath whatever you're holding it under, and rip the big part. You have a little more leverage that way. You need to do a little more. So, as far as that goes, take your own advice, Christy. Take your own advice. Right here. So who here decorates for Halloween? Or do you just skip Halloween and go straight into the fall thing? You know, fall, Thanksgiving, you know, autumn type thing. I do a little bit. I don't do a whole bunch. I do a little bit of decorating for Halloween. I used to do a lot more. A couple years ago, when I first started my crafting page here, I made a whole bunch of Halloween decorations. And because we were in a lot of events that, you know, make a haunted house and make a gnome and make this. So I did a whole lot that year. And then last year, I did a little, but not a lot. Now outside, I have a porch leaner, a couple porch leaners that I put up for Halloween. But, you know, I don't go crazy like some people. You know, we have a lot of people here in town that put up, well, there's a guy that my husband works with, I used to work with, and he does his entire yard with all those things that move and stuff. You know, he's got the fog machine that's out there and all that kind of craziness. And, you know, we've always taken the kids to see that each year, and they kind of like it. They think it's kind of cool. It's different. It's definitely different, right? So, and then you skip Halloween. Love Halloween and the fall into Christmas. Yes. Now, I go trick-or-treating every year. I mean, it's to the point now, my oldest granddaughters that live here with me, they don't want me going with them. But my youngest, my grandson, I usually kind of try to hit up with my daughter with him. Now, look, this is kind of the look, more of the look that I was looking for. See, that's just kind of rubbing this on here. See? Just, I needed to dry off my brush a whole bunch, I think is what part of my problem was. But I also don't want start and stop marks, so. Now, these will all probably sit together on the table, but they wouldn't have to because they're not going to all look exactly the same. You know, they're going to be kind of the general same idea, but not, you know, it's not going to be exactly the same. Right there. Okay, see that? See how we just kind of oofed it up a little bit? And then, of course, let's grab some more, just a little bit of this white. Not a lot, just a little. And I'm not going to put the lace on this one, I don't think. I might put a piece over to the side or something, you know? Because I just kind of wanted the orange to show. I don't know why. I don't have any idea why I was wanting some orange paper in the background. That's just what was in my head, so it's what we went with, right? Okay, just dirty, dirty, dirty. They went all out for Halloween. I just do fall and Christmas. Yeah. A friend makes her things for the yard, grave markers. Ooh, spooky, spooky. Yeah, I think it's fun to go check it out, you know, but it is a lot of work because we do, I can't say we, my husband does a lot of the outside decorating for Christmas. So we have lights that are on the barn and usually around our pool deck. Then we have, you know, big Merry Christmas. We put lights along the front of the house. And then we have a, like an evergreen tree out in the middle of our front yard that we put lights on and stuff. So my husband goes out and does all that kind of thing. But, you know, I think if I said, hey, let's decorate for Halloween too, he probably would say, you have lost your mind. And if you want to do that, you go for it because I am not. Right? I'm trying to find my stencils. He'll be like, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking to put autumn greetings on here. I don't know though, because I'm trying to decide if I want to do, we could put another crow on here. You know what we could do? Maybe if we did this. Maybe if I put this in the middle. See this right here? This guy right here? And then we could put a crow holding it on each side. Now, I probably won't be able to get the whole crow on there, but I could probably get where you know what it is. You know what I mean? So let's do that. That's going to be fun. And then we could put, well, we don't have to have words. We don't have to have words. So let's go for kind of the same colors that we used a minute ago for this. So like our black up in here on this part right here. Let's get this off a little bit right there. Okay. Let's go for it. I love this pack. This is from their Stencil of the Month Club over this last month, and I absolutely love this. I like this primitive. Looks like I had a little bit of paint on my brush when I did that. I like this primitive. I like primitive. You know, and it's funny because it was really popular, then it kind of went away, and it's kind of coming back, you know? So I like this kind of stuff. I used to have a whole lot of it around my house, and I don't quite have as much as I used to. Now see, I'm just kind of laying these, just so I don't get paint where I don't want paint. Okay, now you can tape it off. Definitely tape it off. If you feel more comfortable that you could do this by taping it off, definitely do that. I don't sweat the small stuff, so if I get a little black where it's not supposed to be black, I'm not gonna panic. So I might cry. No, I'm kidding. But I don't even know what time it is. 42. Probably not gonna get our big sign done, but that's okay. These little signs are good enough for us, right? Right? Okay. Oh, I'm gonna need those. I don't know why I set them down. Now let's do our heart in the, well, let's go ahead and do our stars because I have the gold sitting right here. Okay, put a little bit of paint on there. Now, if you're going to use your brushes over again, like you're working on a lot of projects or something like that, it's a good idea to put like a very damp, almost dry, paper towel or something around it just to keep your bristles a little bit moist still, or stick them in a baggie or something like that. But it's one of those do as I say, not as I do. I don't ever do that. But I have probably 15 sets of stencil brushes. So if I pick one up and it's a little crispy and little dry, I can't use it, I will just grab another one. So, you know, you do you on that. But that does keep the bristles nice and soft so that you can continue on. Like if you're, you know, mass producing some signs or, you know, a big old porch leaner. If I'm doing a porch leaner, I usually have a baggie out that I'll drop them down in because, you know, everything's bigger on the porch leaner. So sometimes you have to start and, keep moving that. Start and stop, and I moved it again. We got to get the heart in the middle. Right here like this. Okay, so does anybody see what I did with the red? There it is. So I was going to say, what did I do with the red stencil brush? Because it's not over here with these others. Okay, so let's see what that looks like and see if we like it. I kind of like it. Look right there in the center. Looks kind of cool, don't it? I think it does. Okay. You know, yeah, it's a lot of work getting it up and down and stuff like that. Donna says, I have a stuffed sloth on a tree in front of my apartment. I'm going to make him into a spider ghost for Halloween. That'll be cute. That will be so cute. How fun is that? Now I'm going to use both of these. I think they're... Let me see. I'm going to kind of have their beaks with the curly Q. Should I have the curly Q at the top? Or should I have them grabbing a hold of the very tip top? I think I'm going to have them grabbing the very tip top. If we don't, what did I say? If we don't like it, sand it off, do it again. No big deal. And do something different next time, right? Don't make a big deal. Or if we do this and it's like, that is not where that should have been, we can, like I said, we can fix it. We can fix it. Okay, got a lot of paint on there, so I'm really going to rub that off. As much of that off as I can. Now, when you have a big open spot like this on your stencil, start there, because that'll suck up some of the paint that's on your brush. And it can kind of show you if you have way too much paint on your brush, because if you've got a big, it's big and shiny and bloppy in the middle there, that's going to tell you that, hey, I got too much paint on my brush. Okay, and you will notice that as you're stenciling, sometimes it's like, oh, my brush was very dry, but then as I'm going, I can see it's where it's getting shiny, because you don't really want it to be shiny. It's the paint coming down from up on your brush. Okay, there's a hair right there. Okay, just kind of go back over. Take your brush and kind of go over here on your paper towel and get that off, and then kind of go over it again and kind of pull that paint up. So, yeah, I think that works. With their little beak holding the very top of it. I think it works. I'm going to say it works. Right? Okay. Now, again, like I said, my birds are going to be off of the board, but you're going to know what they are. Just because this is what size board I had, So, and yeah, look at that. See right there. Now see, these are different, but they're kind of the same. They kind of can go together because of what they have. Now we need to get this one here. I need to get around my edges a little bit on that part. I have my black coming over, and we need to decide, we might want to put a little piece of that lace somewhere on here. Now, I will say this, like this board here already had some clear coat on it, I think, it feels like, or it might have had some wax on it, so it doesn't want to absorb the paint very well. Because I probably had something painted on it and then I sanded it off, and then I probably was going to do something, and so I stained it, and then I changed my mind, because I like to change my mind a whole lot when I'm doing stuff. So most of the time when I have an idea for something, that's usually not what it ends up being. It's usually totally different, but that's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to get my edges a little bit because like I said, we like to frame in our projects. It just draws your eye to the center. That's why there's picture frames around your pictures and stuff, because it draws your eye to what is in the frame rather than the actual, you know, frame out here. Uh-oh, here comes Penelope. Penelope's my dog. She's going to come over here, and I bet she'll jump up here to show her little face here in a second. That's what she likes to do. But, so see that? Very primitive. Very primitive. Now, we could put, we could put welcome down there. We could put gather. Gather would fit. Or we could just put the word autumn or greetings. Ooh, I wonder if, let's put harvest. Why not, right? Oh, I was thinking about, well, no, let's just do this. Let's do this. Okay, now see, I didn't even add any more paint to my brush. I'm just going to go over this word, and I'm not trying to get every single nook and cranny on this word. I'm just putting it on there, just like that, right there. So I think that looks kind of cute. Something a little bit different, a little different than norm. Right there. Now I was talking about, because I put the lace on this one here, I wonder if, I don't know, I think I might just want to leave it alone. I probably should stop while I'm ahead, right? So we got a couple little signs right here. Now, they'll probably just sit together like that. So, just some, you know, something fun. Something fun to do. So we did this one right here. We put the lace on there, put ink on the lace. You know what? I think this might make this. Just like a lot of white right there. Let me see. Pull that down a little bit. But see, we put the lace on there. I did the lace with ink, and then we put paper on here. Our paper was like diamonds on it, and then I put some black gesso on there, and then we put some white paint on there, then we did some black paint, and we put this stencil on this one. It's very similar here. We used a different paper, which is a plaid right there, and just kind of went over with some black ink and then the white, just to make it a little bit better. But this stencil set is from Essential Stencil. It is from the Stencil of the Month Club. Stencil of the Month Club is an exclusive club that you can join, and you get a new stencil every month, and nobody else can order them. So occasionally they'll have a surprise sale, and they'll open up if they have extras and stuff like that. So no, I did not make it. It's from Essential Stencil, like I said, from the Stencil of the Month Club. So right there. So, but I'm not going to have time to do the other one. Obviously, we only had 8 minutes. So let's do something else here real fast, real quick, and real easy. I'm going to set these right over here like that. I'm going to drop all my brushes in my water and my little trays here. I broke one of them. I had more than that, and I broke one. I was so mad. Ding dong me. I was carrying it down the stairs, and I broke it off. Or I dropped it, and it broke off. So that was entirely my fault. I was trying to think, wasn't there something I had started the other day that I didn't get finished? I think there was. Why don't we grab that? Let me see if I see it right here. Let's grab this. I was doing this the other day, this pumpkin that I'd cut out of scrap wood. Now I put some paper on here. See how it looks like old wallpaper? And I put some paper on that slat too. And then we just kind of chippied it all up with all these fun colors and stuff here. Then the back, I just did a chippy. Okay, now what I was doing with that was I was going to cut out, it's all laying right here, you guys. Let me just grab it. I was going to cut out some leaves in these music notes, or I mean these hymnals, okay? So I'd already cut one out here to hang it. So let's cut out maybe one or two more here, okay? I found this on Mid-Modern Mama, okay? They were free leaf templates, so I just cut them out. Or I just printed them off just to cut them out, okay? So I'm not going to worry about the stem. I'm going to cut the stem off. I did save the file so that if I want to cut some more out, I can. And probably what would be smart here is to double up the hymnal pages so that I'm cutting more than just one leaf at a time. And this feels kind of thick. I might be doubled up here. No, I don't think I am though. But we're just going to cut out another leaf here, just like this. Okay, so now we have another leaf that we could lay on here. Just to have a couple leaves hanging down, I'm thinking it's going to look kind of cool. We could do it on both sides, but for right now, we'll just do it on the one. I'm going to take my Distress ink right here and get my edges really, you know, darkened up here. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab some raffia, but it's not really raffia. It's the hula skirt from the Dollar Tree because I cannot stand raffia. When I use raffia, regular, real raffia, I get what I need out of the package and throw it in the trash. I can't stand the pressure of trying to get it back in the bag, and I like using the hula skirt because it's all kind of ironed out and stretched out. Now, what I could do is when I get my raffia, open up the packaging and kind of stretch it all out nice and neat, take my iron or my straightener, you know, my straightener, curling iron or whatever, and really straighten it out. Guys, I'm going to wad these up. Okay? We're going to wad them up. All right. 2 reasons. I want them to kind of not be flat on here, but I want that extra texture and stuff on there. Okay. So anyway, all right, so I got some white paint on there, but that's okay. So here's what I'm talking about, my raffia, my hula skirt right here. Okay, because see how it's already all stretched out and nice, and I don't have to get it out of a package. I could actually even untie it if I wanted to off of here, or I could cut it. If I wanted really long pieces, I could do this right here, exactly what I'm doing right here. And I took that off, and see, it's real super long pieces. Or I can just cut it off. It's not, you know, it's not that deep. Whatever feels good to you. But you see, you'll see why I like this, okay? So look, it's all contained together, and it's not crazy when I pull it out. I have a whole bunch to pull out, and I can drop that down into a gallon baggie. So that's why I like to do that. Call me crazy, call me weird, call me crazy. What time is it? 58. Okay, I'm going to put a hole in here. And that one. Now I will have to use some glue too, which I don't have my hot glue gun on, but you guys will get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and take one of these and double it. And you guys, I want to thank Tanya for having me today in the Creative Kinship event group. Make sure that you guys belong to that group. It's a free group, and she does quite a few different events, and they're always lots of fun. And I appreciate how she does things. And up after me is Mr. Wreck-It Ralph. So you can go up into my description and go to his page. You can also go join the group from up in my description, and just refresh your page and it will show right up here in just a few minutes. Okay, so I'm kind of, now see, I'm going to need to glue this, all right? So I'm just going to give you guys kind of the idea here. My hot glue gun is not on. Well, I don't really have to. We could just go like this around here. Might need to use another piece, but, and then bring this right up here. Woo! And around. Bum-ba-dum. Well, look, you guys get the idea. Okay, so then that'll sit there. You guys go check out Ralph, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.